People who let their dogs poop on someone else's lawn and they don't clean it up. See, if I don't have any pets, but if I had a pet, I would clean it up if it wasn't my lawn. Another thing is when you go into a quiet bookstore and there is somebody in the corner on the phone talking really, really loud. I thought a bookstore was supposed to be a place of peace and solace and quiet time. Time to study, time to read, time to do emails, whatever you gotta do. Uh, Another thing is awkward moments, like sitting in a bookstore, or not just a bookstore. Let's talk about other things. Sitting in a coffee shop. I was sitting in a coffee shop. It happens all the time. Minding my own business, just sipping on my coffee, sitting there, watching something on my phone, just me, myself, and I. And somebody else is just gossiping about another person as loud as they can do it, and I can hear every single thing they talk about. And in my head, I'm going, do you think that person would really want you to be saying something like that out loud? I don't think so, but you're probably really mad at them, and that's why you're being so loud about it. But I just try to let that go and just ignore it. It's fine. Another thing that's, I don't know if you would call it annoying or just fascinating. People, people who go everywhere in their pajamas, which, hey, look, if I'm at home, I'm in my pajamas. But if I go out in public, I at least try to look halfway decent to the best of my ability. I don't want to look like an absolute slob, but if I'm at home, I don't mind looking that way. Let me know in the comments, what are some things that are fascinating, that make you question things, and what are some things that just are kind of like a pet peeve that kind of tick you off just a little bit, but you don't say anything about it because it's really mundane and it's a small thing. Um, oh, this is a good one. How about when you're going into a coffee shop and you order your coffee, you've got everything down, and like 10-15 minutes later, they call your name. They not only mispronounce your name, but they also get half of your order wrong. That to me is a pet peeve of mine. Doesn't matter if it's coffee or just I've ordered food from somewhere and they get it wrong. Uh, but I'm usually really nice about it. But when it happens the second, third, and fourth time at the same place, then I'm kind of questioning myself like, okay, I like what they serve. I like their food. I like the drinks that they serve. But do I really want to wait for another wrong order every time? Like, I'm not being a Karen. I don't directly go to the person and say, hey, you got my freaking order wrong. I wouldn't do that. Usually I just take it and I'm happy with what I get. That's just the way I am. Um, Another thing that I like, that I question, that's fascinating and kind of sad to me, kind of makes me pity some people, is when you go to a store or a restaurant, let's just say a fast food restaurant, and you give them the money for your food and they give you change back, but they give you way too much change. Now, some people would just keep it and go on, but not me. I count out my change and I give them change back if they've given me too much. That's just the way I am. That's the way I grew up. If somebody, if you're giving somebody money and they either don't take the right amount or take less, I speak up. I say something about it. Um, I saw a lady one time at a bank hand somebody a check for like $5, and she pro she was like, well, let me check my wallet to see if I have enough in here. She had 3 ones and a bunch of change. Bless her heart, she was counting that change until kingdom come. And I didn't know her, but I wanted to go up there and help her, because learning how to count money and learning how to tell time even are two things we need to know as adults to function in everyday life. Uh, Even writing checks, when I was in high school, which was only like 5 or 6 years ago. I know I look young, but it was 5 or 6 years ago. They actually had a class where they would teach you how to balance a checkbook and how to write a check. Nowadays, it's all on a card, and most people don't even pay attention or even have a checkbook or checks, which I've noticed. So, what I learned in high school seems to not really matter anymore. And half of the math we learned in high school, we don't even use in everyday life. And I'll be completely honest, I don't remember barely anything I learned from high school and even online college. This is my third year, and I don't even remember what I learned the 2 years prior. But I don't know if that's just my ADHD or it's just the way people teach. have you ever had death by PowerPoint where somebody is talking monotone the whole entire lecture and you're trying to take notes, but you're trying so hard not to lose focus or fall asleep? It's very hard. And then there are those teachers who won't let you have a little recorder or your phone to record the presentation so that you can pick up little tidbits you didn't get in class. I would have loved to have been able to do that, but when I was going to school, we weren't able to do that. I don't know how it is now, but I'll be honest. I'm very, very happy and glad that I'm not in high school anymore. College is a whole totally different animal. It's not great. It's not for everybody, and I'm telling you the truth. I used to think, because this is the way I was raised, that you had to go to college to succeed. But I'm finding out that some people with college degrees can barely find a job, and they can't afford to work there because of the pay. It's sad. They can't even afford to work somewhere because they don't get enough money from that job. And back when my parents were younger, let's say 80s and 90s, they were able to get 1 or 2 jobs and support themselves pretty good back in the day. But since prices have changed, salaries have changed, everything has changed, it's hard to find a place anyway. And especially in small towns where there's enough housing, but there's just not enough jobs, and they don't pay great anyway. There's like probably maybe 1 or 2 jobs where I live that actually have decent pay, but it's hard to get in there because so many people work there. I mean, this was supposed to be about things that interest or fascinate you or aggravate you, but it turned into what the heck is going on. This is what happens when you listen to me. This is what happens when I get off on a tangent and I start thinking about everything that needs to be questioned, like prescriptions. See, I have to take 2 prescriptions, and half the time they'll either say, your prescription has been delayed, or they just don't get the right prescription. Happens all the time. I've been using Walgreens all my life, but now Walgreens here has really bad management and it's not working out very great. And most people have to use the pharmacy at Walmart now, where I live, which I'm kind of tempted to switch there, but I'm not sure really what I want to do. Just doctors, medical stuff. Nowadays, it's just, I know there are doctors out there who really care about their patients and want them to get what they need to get, but nowadays insurance won't cover half of it anyway, depending on what it is. See, my problem is I just have stomach issues, so I don't have to pay for as much, because that's the only problem I have at the moment. And I really hope that if I take care of myself and I eat right, that I won't have too many problems down the line. I don't know, there's just so many things I could bring up and think about that goes on, or that I've noticed as an adult. I mean, I'm in my early 20s and I've already noticed a lot of stuff. I heard somebody in the past say, once you get older and you look around, you find out that everything is effed up, which is what George Carlin said, but it's true. A lot of things are messed up. Do I really complain about them that often? Not really, but I had someone request for me to talk about it. So I'm here, and you're here, and I thank you for being here. I promise you I'm going to be getting some more reactions done today. I have at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 of them lined up for the next few days. I'm going to try to get a few out today. But let me know in the comments, what's some things you find kind of scary, a little odd, or just plain old, what is that? Let me know in the comments. But thank you all for watching. Keep on rocking, and click the notification bell to get notified for new reaction videos. Peace.